All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for being here today. Before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. Mind Out Loud is a student-led program, and many of the materials during the workshop are student-generated. The information provided on this platform is for general informational purposes only, and it is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or qualified mental health provider any questions you may have regarding a medical or mental health condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read on this platform. If you think you may have a medical or mental health emergency, call your doctor or 911 immediately. All right, now getting into the workshop today. The workshop is going to be all about mental health, all about Mind Out Loud, and then also taking care of your mental health during the school year, and presented by the Mind Out Loud student directors.
So here's an introduction to the directors leading this program. My name is Isabel Doe. I'm a junior at Torrey Pines High School. Iris, Wendy, and Frankie unfortunately could not make it, but they are also directors as well.
I'm Shivika Pangal. This is my second year at Mind Out Loud. I'm a senior at Garnet Valley High School, and I'm in the Connections Committee.
And then I'm Aubrey. I'm a senior at Stargate High School. This is my third year being a Mind Out Loud student rep, and a second year being a director, and I'm a part of Outreach Committee.
Okay, what's Mind Out Loud? It's a youth-led, student-led mental health program comprised of high school students all across the U.S. who are passionate about mental health advocacy. We have 4 pillars. The first one is to improve student mental wellness. The second is to promote resources for suicide prevention. The third is to increase mental health awareness and literacy. And the fourth is to connect students in rural and vulnerable communities. Our program structure, we have 6 committees: digital design, connections, communications, outreach, publications, and research. And we have 2 programs, the student rep program and the student supporter program. Student reps do a little bit more than student supporters, and they go to a little bit more meetings.
So what is a student rep versus a student supporter? The student reps are a year round role through September and May. They're part of the committees, like Shivika said, and attendance at all of these meetings are mandatory. Student supporters, however, can join year round, help out whenever needed, and they're more flexible with the attendance.
All right, and then now moving on to kind of the work that we do in Mind Out Loud. We have our Instagram, as Shivika mentioned, run by our digital design committee. You can follow at MOL students. And then we have written publications by the publications committee, and then of course our Talking Out Loud podcast by our communications committee. And something new this year that's super exciting is we're going to have a bi-monthly roundup called Talking Out Loud, and we're going to be working together for all the committees. And then now for our annual event, this is something that Mind Out Loud is quite known for. You can join to hear inspiring speakers and share their experiences with mental health, and it also encourages students to talk more about mental health themselves. And now moving on to Outreach Committee's specialties, workshops. We have different topics and partners each month, and the best thing about them is that they're educational, insightful, and they're also free. Okay, and then now moving on to our more back to school kind of topics. One of the first things that we're going to cover is like challenges going back to school. So new activities, you have so many responsibilities along with homework. Your schedules are very busy and packed, and a lot of overcommitment. Sometimes we spread ourselves too thin, and of course, lack of sleep. And just some overall tips to overcome, such as like planning ahead, setting realistic goals, reaching out for help, and then also being kind to yourself while prioritizing sleep and finding a healthy support system.
Planning out your day is really important when in the school year and also out the school year. It reduces stress, so you're not scrambling last minute to do assignments or other things. You don't forget about sleep, meals, or downtime, or family time. You feel in control instead of your schedule controlling you. How can you do it? You can have a planner or a digital calendar, whatever works for you. So you can block out class times, meals, study times, whatever, and sleep. 8 hours is important. Um, Remember to have a consistent routine, like waking up, going to bed, eating meals. Those should be kind of consistent, and studying whenever you need to. Um, you can also break bigger assignments into 30 to 45-minute chunks with breaks in between, so it's easier to manage. And schedule self-care. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it's important, so make sure you have the time. Pack and choose outfits the night before. Protect your fun time. Make sure to have fun during the school year. And check in with yourself nightly. What went well today? What didn't go well today? What can you do better tomorrow?
Hobbies are a very good stress relief for dealing with your mental health, especially during the school year. Participating in social activities can reduce anxiety and improve mood. It triggers dopamine and endorphins, which are natural feel good chemicals. Some examples of hobbies are getting involved at clubs at your school, join a sports team, start volunteering, and maybe you'll meet new friends and find more things about yourself. Which is a really good way to like get your brain active and just improve your mood. I'm a part of my high school swim team, and I also do swimming outside of high school, which definitely keeps a good balance of my mental health while also maintaining my academics.
Yeah, and then a quick correction from earlier, our bi-monthly roundup is actually titled Together Out Loud. But now moving on to support systems, as students, support systems are crucial in maintaining a balance between academics, social life, and also mental health. Support systems are people or groups that you feel safe turning to in times of need, and these might include like friends, family, significant others, and then also clubs or extracurricular groups on campus, as Isabel mentioned. And then, of course, mentors or teachers. And then how to access or utilize these support systems. We recommend reaching out or schedule check-ins, and then also spend time together doing a stress relieving activity or even maintaining these important connections. And then a super fascinating like study tip is called dopamine loading. And for some background, dopamine is a brain chemical linked to motivation and also reward. It's released during enjoyable activities such as scrolling, gaming, or even eating junk food. And the challenge for us students is that high dopamine habits, first thing, can make schoolwork feel so much harder to tackle. Because if you have a lot of dopamine spikes, that also leads to dopamine crashes, and the brain starts to expect constant stimulation. So this kind of dopamine loading strategy recommends beginning the day with more like low dopamine, high value tasks, such as studying, exercise, or planning, and saving more high dopamine activities for later in the day. And a couple additional tips is to use a dopamine sandwich, which is like a task, a small reward, and then a task afterward. And then also scheduling high dopamine activities after schoolwork as motivation. And a fun fact is that like even 20 to 30 minutes of focus first improves productivity for the rest of the day.
Get involved in multiple activities outside of school that you love, because doing things that you enjoy can boost your motivation and reduce stress at the same time. And it also gives you dopamine. Meet new people and build new friendships. You might lose some friendships at school, and that's okay. So be open to new friendships. Finding like-minded peers and joining a supportive community is important. Develop new skills like challenging yourself with new responsibilities or leadership roles. It helps you grow, or even new hobbies. Choose only a few activities that matter a lot to you. Prioritize you first. Don't like overload yourself with a bunch of things. And join Mind Out Loud. Mind Out Loud gives you the opportunity to develop public speaking, research, communication skills, all with a positive and supportive group of like-minded peers.
So now we have entered the Q&A session, and we're going to be answering some questions you may have for us. The first question is, what is your favorite part of Mind Out Loud? Um, for me, I love getting involved with the mental health field, and I love meeting new people. And this program has taught me so much, giving me a platform to share my ideas and just kind of spread the message of what it means to take care of your well-being. And I love that I get to be a part of something that is so impactful. Another question is that it was sent is, do you guys have any fond experiences or memories from your time in the program?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can answer this one. The first thing I think of is when I was in my first year of Mind Out Loud, I remember really looking up to all the directors, and just like hearing about all these inspiring things that they've done, like really motivated me to kind of go out into my community and try and like advocate and all that stuff. And then also just like general Mind Out Loud, like being really proud of all the work that we created and just like realizing that we're normalizing like talking about mental health by meeting like multiple times throughout the week and just like joining together and talking about mental health. So yeah.
And the last question, what advice would you give to a friend who is struggling to balance academics, social life, and their mental health?
I think I have some advice. Um, I think it's important to take a break sometimes. Just some people, I don't know, I'm a workaholic. Like I work too much. I'm like, if I'm not doing something, then I'm wasting time. So it's important to like step away from that mindset if you have it. Um, and it's okay to need some alone time too. Like if you're struggling to balance your social life and you feel like your friends, I don't know, they think that you might not care about them if you have some alone time, just know that they won't think that. It's okay to take a break, and just go to sleep, do whatever you need on like that one day, and then you can come back. And also take breaks in between things. Don't just like do a giant project in like 1 hour. Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. Please keep up with us. We have a website, mindaloud.org, and an Instagram, MLL Students. We also have student rep applications. They're still open, so if you would like to apply, go ahead and scan that QR code. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.